Listen, if you think money is just paper and coins sitting in your wallet, you're missing the greatest secret that's been hiding in plain sight your entire life. Right now, at this very moment, you're operating with ideas about money that were programmed into you before you could even tie your shoes. And here's the kicker. Those ideas are keeping you broke, frustrated, and wondering why everyone else seems to figure it out while you're stuck spinning your wheels. But what if I told you that money isn't what you think it is at all? What if I told you that everything you've been taught about earning, saving, and accumulating wealth is not just wrong, but backwards? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to share something with you that changed my life completely, and I've watched it change thousands of others. This isn't theory. This is law. Let me guess what's happening in your life right now. You work hard, really hard. You put in the hours. You do what you're told. You try to save a little here and there. But at the end of the month, you look at your bank account and think, is this it? Is this all there is? You see other people, maybe they're not smarter than you, maybe they don't work harder than you, but somehow they've got something figured out that you don't, and it eats at you. It keeps you up at night. You start wondering if you're just not cut out for financial success. Maybe you tell yourself you're not good with money. Maybe you convince yourself that wealth is for other people, people who were lucky, people who had connections, people who got breaks you never got. I understand that feeling completely because I lived it. And I'm here to tell you something important. You're not broken, you're not unlucky, and you're absolutely not incapable of wealth. You've just been operating with the wrong instruction manual. Here's what's really going on, and this is where it gets interesting. You see, most people think money is the goal. They think if they can just get more money, their problems will be solved. But that's like thinking the thermometer controls the temperature in the room. Money is not the goal, it's the result. It's an effect. And here's the part that might blow your mind a little. Money is nothing more than a symbol. It represents value. When you really grasp this, when you let it sink into your consciousness, everything changes. The amount of money you have right now is in direct proportion to the amount of value you're providing. Not the amount of time you're working, not how tired you are at the end of the day, not how much you think you deserve it, the value you give to others. Now stay with me because this gets even better. There's a law at work here, and it's as reliable as gravity. It's called the law of compensation. This law states very simply that your income is determined by three things: the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty of replacing you. Think about that for a second. If what you do can be done by 1,000,000 other people, and those 1,000,000 people are willing to do it, guess what happens to your income? It stays exactly where it is. But if you develop skills, knowledge, and abilities that serve others in a way that's valuable and not easily replicated, your income has to increase. It's not luck, it's law. Here's where most people get tripped up, and I used to be one of them. They think, well, I'll wait until I make more money, then I'll start thinking abundantly. I'll wait until I have more, then I'll be generous. I'll wait until things get better, then I'll invest in myself. But that's backwards thinking. See, the universe, or if you prefer, the natural laws that govern success, they don't respond to your need. They respond to your consciousness. Your current financial situation is a perfect reflection of your money consciousness. If you want different results, you need different thinking. You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. Let me tell you something funny that happened to me years ago. I was dead broke. I mean, couldn't pay my bills, dodging creditors, a whole embarrassing mess. And someone told me, you need to start acting like you're already wealthy. I thought they'd lost their mind. I'm sitting here with $5 to my name, and you want me to act rich? Are you kidding me? But here's what I learned. They weren't telling me to pretend or to be delusional. They were telling me to shift my consciousness, to stop thinking from a place of lack and start thinking from a place of abundance. And when I did that, when I really started studying prosperity and understanding these laws, money started flowing to me in ways I couldn't have orchestrated if I tried. So let's get practical, because understanding is useless without application. First thing you need to do, and I mean today, right after you finish watching this, is examine your beliefs about money. Get a piece of paper and write down every thought you have about money. Money's hard to make. Rich people are greedy. I'm not good with numbers. You have to work hard for money. There's never enough. Write it all down. Look at it. Because those beliefs are running your life like a computer program. And just like a computer, garbage in equals garbage out. Once you see these beliefs on paper, you can start to change them. Replace every negative belief with a positive one. Money flows to me easily. I provide tremendous value. I am worthy of wealth. There is infinite abundance. This isn't positive thinking fluff. This is reprogramming your subconscious mind, which is controlling 95% of your behavior. Second, start providing more value right where you are. I don't care if you're flipping burgers or running a corporation. Ask yourself this question every single day. How can I provide more value to the people I serve? Notice I didn't say, how can I work more hours? How can I provide more value? When you shift your focus from getting to giving, something magical happens. The getting takes care of itself. Do more than you're paid for. Give more than is expected. Become so valuable that they can't imagine doing business without you. This is how you activate the law of compensation. Third, invest in yourself. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have money to invest. Wrong. That's lack thinking again. You have time, you have energy, you have attention. Read books. Listen to programs. Study people who have what you want. I'm not talking about scrolling through social media looking at people's highlight reels. I'm talking about serious study. 15 minutes a day of focused learning about prosperity, about your field, about skills that increase your value. In 1 year, that's 90 hours of education. Most people spend more time than that watching television shows. They'll forget next week. Be different. Invest in your mind, because your outer world will never exceed your inner world. Fourth, and this is crucial, start associating with people who think abundantly. Your income will generally be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're hanging around with people who complain about money, who blame the economy, who think rich people are evil, guess what consciousness you're absorbing? You become like the people you associate with. Find people who are going somewhere. People who talk about opportunities, not problems. People who are building something, not tearing down. This doesn't mean you abandon your friends, but it does mean you need to expand your circle. Fifth, give. Start giving. I can hear the objections already. I barely have enough for myself and you want me to give? Yes, exactly. Because giving signals to your subconscious mind that you have abundance. It breaks the grip of scarcity thinking. Start small if you need to. Give $1, give $5, give your time, give your skills. But give with the understanding that you're participating in the flow of abundance. Money is currency. It's meant to flow. When you dam it up with fear and scarcity, it stops flowing to you. When you let it flow through you, more comes. This is law. Here's something else that's important. Stop looking at price and start looking at value. Poor people look at price. Wealthy people look at value. When you're making a decision, don't ask, can I afford this? Ask, what value will this bring to my life? What return will I get? This is how wealthy people think. They think in terms of investment and return. If something costs $1,000, but will provide $10,000 of value, they don't say they can't afford it. They find a way to do it. Shift your thinking from spending to investing. Now let's talk about something that might make you uncomfortable. You need to increase what you believe you're worth. Most people have a thermostat setting for their income. They might make more for a while, but then they'll sabotage themselves back down to their comfort zone. You need to raise that thermostat. How do you do that? By expanding your vision of yourself. See yourself as the person who earns what you want to earn. Not someday, right now. See it so clearly in your mind that it feels real. Spend time every day visualizing yourself living abundantly. This isn't daydreaming. This is impressing your subconscious mind with a new self-image. Your subconscious will then move your body to do the things necessary to make that image reality. Let me share something with you that I've seen proven over and over. Money will only make you more of what you already are. If you're generous when you have a little, you'll be generous when you have a lot. If you're fearful and stingy when you have a little, more money won't change that. So start being the person you want to be right now. Act as if you're already wealthy in consciousness. Be generous. Be abundant in your thinking. Be grateful for what you have while you're working toward more. Here's your action step, and I want you to do this today. Choose one thing from what I've shared and implement it immediately. Don't wait. Don't say you'll think about it. Do it now. Write down your money beliefs and start changing them. Or decide right now to provide more value in your work tomorrow. Or commit to reading for 15 minutes today about prosperity. Just one action, because knowledge without action is useless. It's potential energy that never becomes kinetic. You have to move. The untold truth about money is this. It's always been about you. Not luck, not circumstances, not the economy, you. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your consciousness. When you change the inside, the outside must change. It's law. And the beautiful part is, you have complete control over your thoughts. You might not control what happened to you in the past. You might not control what's happening in the world, but you absolutely control what you think about. And what you think about expands. So here's what I want you to do right now. First, hit that subscribe button because we're going to keep diving into these laws of success and prosperity. Second, leave a comment below and tell me which of these strategies you're going to implement first. Write it out, declare it, make it real. And third, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who's struggling with money, someone who thinks they're stuck. You might just change their life. Remember, you weren't put here to struggle. You weren't put here to just get by. You were put here to prosper, to thrive, to become everything you're capable of becoming. The question is, are you ready to step into that? Are you ready to change your money consciousness? Because I promise you, when you do, your world will never be the same. Now go take action. I'll see you in the next video.